Okay, Commissioners, the next item is item number 9. It's an application for a certificate of appropriateness in the Borough of Manhattan, docket number 166774, block 593, lot 36, 24-30 Christopher Street, located within the Greenwich Village Historic District. A store and loft building built in 1907. Application is to legalize alterations to masonry planters performed without Landmarks Preservation Commission permits.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Happy Hurlbut, Preservation staff. Excuse me, it's still morning. So good morning, Commissioners. The application is to legalize alterations at 24-30 Christopher Street, which is located on the southeast corner here of Christopher Street and Waverly Place in the Greenwich Village Historic District. This is the building in 1907. See it very well. And these are some historic photos after designation. What's important is in 1974, the Commission approved the installation of these brick planters set back from the piers throughout the base of the building. In 1984, the building received a violation for modifying the planters to what is shown here. The brickwork has been painted. We have a sloping capstone here, and then the installation of metal guards, as well as the installation of metal guards at the windows. This work has been done throughout the base, as you can see, and the applicants are here to request that the conditions be legalized as is. If you have any questions, the applicants are here, but otherwise, this is the extent of the proposal.
All right, questions? Any questions?
Yes.
Roberta.
The point of the flower, the railing is to create a place to put flowers?
No.
What is that?
No, this is
Well,
what
the
the
security
flower boxes were. That was approved in 74.
They're like a barrier or something, you know?
Later, they installed the slanted masonry capstone over this brick infill, which acts as sort of a sloping bulkhead at this point.
So why
So-
did they
so-
put that there? Why was that added?
Presumably, it's because, so people can't sit on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And garbage, probably. But again, this is a violation from 1984, so,
I think it's keeping people away from the window, basically.
So the planters are, there's no planting room anymore, now it's just
There's no
a
planting.
piece of concrete.
It's,
a 30-year-long violation.
yes,
29, excuse me.
historic in its own way.
Preserve the violation.
All right, are there other questions?
So this is just at one level, in one floor, or?
it's throughout the entire base of the building. So this is what the building looks like today. And so you can see that it's throughout the entire base. If you want to see some more historic photos, they have more historic photos throughout, and then the specific dimensions if you're interested in that. You can see some.
But I think they've also shown just some examples of like wrought iron in the neighborhood.
They have that.
But it does it add or detract from aesthetically from the building? Does it add?
Just to,
I think it's fine.
certainly the first thing was the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, the question is only whether, why have them there at all? We should say, they should have replaced it with nothing, it would have been better off. But we are where we are. I mean, they're not going to be able to plant anything there.
Right, I think, yeah, it's a social reason. That's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah.
Street life, we're not very salubrious.
I just wanted to ask
Yes.
what the original condition was, insofar as,
It's kind of hard
We
to
can tell, yeah.
which is why we have
It's a
so many
recess,
historic photos of the base.
Right,
We
something's
know that
happening.
this was a condition at one point historically, right here in the middle. We have some more historic conditions earlier, which I showed you. There were metal bases, and then in 1907, it's really hard to show on the screen, but you can kind of see that there's some kind of break here, and so we think there's a tradition of change in the infill, and the current infill is modern.
Sure.
There's no historic infill.
no, I understand that. Okay, thank you.
All right, are there any speakers on this item? No speakers. Community Board 2 recommends approval of this application. Yeah, if no other questions, we can close the hearing. All right, comments? I would agree with Fred, it's better than what was
Yeah,
approved by the
that
commission.
was terrible, the
And I think
original.
it's trying to address probably a reality in the neighborhood, it's just some separation and privacy and making sure that people don't leave their bottles, I think somebody said, on the ledge. All right, any concerns? Okay, Chris, would you like to read that, please?
Yes. To the matter of 2430 Christopher Street, Greenwich Village Historic District, application is to legalize alterations to masonry planters performed without Landmarks Preservation Commission permits, noting that the building style, scale, materials, and details are among the features that contribute to the special architectural and historic character of the Greenwich Village Historic District. I recommend approval, finding that the alterations to the modern masonry planters at ground floor bays has not altered, eliminated, or concealed any significant architectural features of the building, that these altered modern sloped masonry elements, which now function as projecting bulkheads, remain simple in design, small in relation to the primary facade components, uniform throughout the bays, and set back from the historic masonry piers, helping them remain a subordinate presence at the building and within the streetscape, that the materials and finishes of the painted brick, masonry capping, and metal guards harmonize with the building's material and finish palette, that the metal window grills are typical in terms of location and finish and do not draw undue attention to themselves, and that the simple composition of the masonry alterations and inclusion of modestly sized metal guard rails and simply designed window grills are well related to the simple design of the modern ground floor infill, helping to maintain a unified composition at the individual bays.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Application's approved.